Hey guys, welcome to BP, the Bible Perspective. Will evangelicals support a devout Hindu for president? Now, before we get into it, please like and share this video and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comments section below. All comments are welcome. Now, Vivek Ramaswamy, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I am not intentionally not pronouncing it incorrectly. But he has certainly made his mark on the presidential run for the Republican/conservative platform. I think he's now polling number 2, if not number 2, number 3, but I think he's surpassed DeSantis. I'm not quite sure. And so because he's running on a Republican/conservative platform, he cannot win without the support of the evangelical voting bloc. So my question is, will they support a devout Hindu? We'll come back to that. We'll swing back around to that. Now, Vivek is a very accomplished man. Those of you that may not know, he is the epitome of the American dream, except for one thing, and I'll mention that in a moment. He is highly educated. I think he has some degrees from Yale and several other schools. He has, I'm going to say Yale, I know, and Harvard. I'm sorry. I want to give him his props here. And he, at the age of 38, he is a billionaire. His net worth is worth $1 billion. Okay, he has had started several companies, a biotech company, hedge fund, pharmaceutical. So, as I said, at the age of 38, this man has accomplished far more than most people in America. But now he's running for presidency. And I have to say, I am troubled by some of his ideology, some of the things that he is pushing. He reminds me a lot of Trump. He knows how to present himself. He knows how to speak. As I said, he's an extremely educated man. And I think one of his favorite subjects is debating. So he knows how to craft an argument. He knows how to present himself, to move, okay, an audience. And he's doing that. When you see him in debates with people, he always comes off extremely well. The problem, though, is he can be a chameleon. He knows, in other words, whatever audience he's in, he's going to dress up. He's going to present himself and speak to that audience. Now, there's some troubling things I think that he presents as far as his ideology for America. Like, for example, he would get rid of birth rate citizenship, for which he benefits directly. He is a birth rate recipient. His parents came here as immigrants, and now he can run as president because he was born on this soil. Now, if he was to get rid of the birth rate, or put it like this, if his ideology was in effect now, because there have been conservatives who have tried to get rid of the birth rate citizenship, he couldn't run for president. And of course, he kind of pretty much toes the line of almost every conservative talking point that you would expect. I'm not going to get too much into it. As I said, he's the picture. He is the epitome of the American dream. Married, 2 kids, extremely wealthy, and extremely educated. Okay, but there's one problem. He's a Hindu. He's an Indian-looking Hindu. In other words, he's Indian, so when you see his family, you see a perfect family, but he's Hindu. And will conservatives go for that? Will they embrace that? Will he get enough votes that he can come across the finish line for that? Now, what's even more of a challenge, in my opinion, for him is his Hindu faith. He is a devout Hindu faith. Now, what's troubling is that whenever you see pictures, if you just kind of Google pictures of Vivek, I've yet to see him present himself as a Hindu. On rare occasions, he has mentioned that he is a Hindu, but he strays away from it. And that's it. If you just Google the pictures, you won't find a lot of him coming out of Hindu temple, right? You won't find him dressed up in Hindu garb. Now that's smart as a politician, because you will see him with a Trump hat on, you will see him with an American flag, but not a Hindu. Now that's smart because that image could damage him. Okay? And no matter how successful he is, no matter how well spoken he is, there are just some Americans that will not get with that Hindu image. Okay, that Hindu image. This would be hard for him to overcome this image here. These are some of the portrayals of the Hindu deities. Okay, so for a American, the question is, for a evangelical American, can they get past these Hindu deities? In other words, if you claim that God, the Hebrew God, the Christian Judeo God, has founded this nation, is that God going to turn this nation over to these deities? Huh? So my question again comes down to then, will evangelicals support a devout Hindu? For that matter, will they care? Will they even know? Now, he reminds me, as I said, of a lot of Trump. Trump put on the evangelical garb. He spoke Christianese as best he could. I mean, as best he could. When asked about his favorite verse, he said 2 Corinthians. Okay. But right now, evangelical Christians support Trump unswervingly, which is amazing to me. So if they're willing to compromise with Trump, will they bend the rules for Vivek? Now you have to understand sometimes the position that he's in. He is a diehard Trump. Again, he speaks well. He knows how to manipulate the crowd. And he knows that he cannot get the evangelical Christian vote without supporting Trump. And for that matter, the broader Republican support. He's even said he would pardon Trump if convicted. He will support Trump as the nominee even if he's convicted or on trial, which to me goes against the core conservative values, don't it? So why is he doing it? Well, there's a gamble. One, at the very least, he could end up as Trump vice president, VP pick. Because my thing is, when I look at all the Republican candidates today, most of them will support Trump. So the question is, why are they running against someone who they say they support? That's confusing to me. In other words, if you win, if you gain, if you surge in the polls and surpass Trump, you're going to dethrone his position as de facto leader of the Republican Party. And yet, most of the candidates will not ever speak ill of Trump. And as I said, Vivek has even gone further to say he would pardon him. So if evangelicals are willing to compromise their core Christian values and principles to support a man like Trump, will they hand their principles and values over to Hindu deities? Now, let's be fair. Will Vivek push Hindu values if he was to become president? Truthfully, I'm going to say I don't know. Once he gets into power, I think he's a very shrewd politician who will say and do anything to get into power. And then once he gets into power, who knows what he will do. Furthermore, the fact that you don't hear him speak much about his Hindu faith also is telling. Trump boldly, and I'm going to say falsely, put on the Christian, face and spoke as best he could Christianese. But Vivek is not speaking Hindu, right? He's not speaking Hindu. He's speaking American. He will say, he sometimes will even speak Christian Judeo values. See, he knows how to move the crowd. But my question still remains. Will evangelicals support a devout Hindu? I'm going to say maybe. I'm going to say I have no faith in evangelicals' principles. Their what they stand for, because again, they are not standing for the kingdom of God, and I think that they will go with anyone who they think that could push their political agenda, which is a conservative America. All right, guys, that's my perspective. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. Till next time, I'll see you then.